I never would have considered myself as one to like strange and unusual kind of decks, but when I started looking at my collection, I have quite a few strange and weird and wonderful decks. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Mand. So today I wanted to do a VR to The Waves of Your Soul, Marine. I'll make sure to tag her video below on strange and the strangest tarot and oracle decks that she had in her collection. And oh my gosh, I realized that I really like strange and unusual and a little bit on the other side of decks. I didn't think I had as many as I do beside me. I thought maybe 3 or 4, but I actually have a little stack beside me. Alright, so I'll make sure to tag her video below. Make sure you check it out. It's great. And I also, who else's video did I see? I was like, oh yeah, there's some great decks. I've now added a lot more weird decks to my collection. I love it. So let's get into the video and let me know in the comments below what weird deck do you love, or what's a deck that's in your collection that you wouldn't normally kind of put in your collection. Okay, so the first one on my list of strange and wonderful decks is the Nicoletta Ceccoli Tarot. Now this is the mini. This is such an odd, strange little deck. I don't have the full-size one. I do believe this has gone out of print since. But oh my gosh, it's such a weird deck. But it's so incredibly cute. Do you know that kind of way? I didn't think I'd like the art style. And of course, then I had FOMO, I'm not going to lie, because I heard that it was going out of print. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. So I grabbed the mini when I could. I couldn't get the full-size one. I love this one. But the artwork is like so incredibly strange. I feel like the mini is probably maybe a little bit better for me because, again, it's not a deck I reach for a whole pile. So it's not one that takes up too much space on my shelves either. But I know Lisa Papez has a wonderful in-depth video on this, so I definitely want to watch that. I believe I said this before. Watch that and work with this at the same time. So maybe I might even make a little journal with it. We'll see. I always have way too many projects that I want to execute and never really getting around to half of them, if even. If even. The next one I want to mention is actually the Mythologia Fennica Tarot, Embrace Ancient Finnish Wisdom. Now, I don't think that's strange or weird or anything like that, but the art style I find very unusual. Strange. When I say strange, I mean it in a very positive way, okay? I don't mean that in a negative way by no means whatsoever. So if you are looking at any of these decks and you're like, no, I wouldn't consider that weird or strange, that's totally fine. But I do find this one to be a little bit on the odder side. I suppose for me it would be strange because, one, well, not the Tree of Life, but, excuse me, some of the artwork is quite unusual. It definitely is more of the unusual nature. I would say more hinges on the unusual side, because the mythology from Finland is very interesting and I'm very curious about it, but it's the artwork that I find very strange. It would be strange and unusual for my taste in what I'd normally go for, but I love this. And like I had mentioned in a previous video, it's like I feel like I have the personal drawings myself gifted to me. Like they're just like little works of art. Like, I mean, that is very strange. That's very weird, but I love it. I just adore this. I haven't worked with it yet. I have had a shuffle. I think I pulled a card, but this I feel like is a deck that deserves far more time, and it's not something that wants to be rushed, but it's very strange, very unusual. Like it's a bat with an arrow. So I'm curious. Let's look it up together. Do we have time? Do you have time to read this with me? So this is the 5 of Wands. So let's look that up. I definitely need to mark these. Okay, so it's sexual attraction, infatuation, charms of love, renewal of feelings. Okay, So the word is for love is lempi. Now I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So lempo is a creature that possesses people with love and temptation, often cast as a bad creature for bringing unwanted love. Oh, okay. Lempo was seen as a trap for legal marriages. The purpose of a love charm was to make the desired bride or groom fall madly in love. Sages cast these sorts of charms, but the common folk also had their own ways. Love charms could be cancelled with counter charms. If someone hadn't had any luck in love, it was possible that he or she was burdened by Luca. This was a curse someone had placed upon their victim, and it was invisible to others except sages. Luca made others look down on that person as a potential spouse, and it could only be removed by a sage of the opposite sex. Okay, so that's very interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, I can see how this would be seen as casting maybe unwanted love on it. So again, as you can see, it's very strange, unusual, but beautiful. Like honestly, all these decks are so beautiful in their own way. They really are. Alright, the next oddity in my collection would be Tarot of Mystical Moments. Come on, you guys. You really think I wasn't going to include this? This, oh my gosh, such a strange deck. I just want to give it a shuffle, because I like to shuffle this deck. I don't know why, because my hand and wrist are at me today. But anyway, let's not. Let's focus on the really good things here. Like, this is just... I like the art on this for the reason being it has like that lovely vintage dreamlike feel in one way. Again, it's mystical moments. I mean, there's a guy on fire. Our king here is on fire while playing the drums. I mean, how often do we see that? This is always an Alice in Wonderland card for me. So it is definitely more of a deeper subconscious state. And do you know the way in your dreams, everything is kind of distorted and weird and unusual. So I do feel like this kind of captures it in one way. Like it's so strange. I love the way there's like, it feels like the rain is coming. No, she's being protected from the rain around her. That's what I was trying to say. Brilliant. I love it. It's just so strange. Like, that is such an unusual card. They're all unusual cards, and I love it. I love it. Okay, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised that I mentioned this. Starman Tarot. This is so weird. This is a very weird deck, and I do keep a piece of Unicite. If anybody's wanting to know what is that baiting around in it. Now, I have the very large one. I'm trying to think what is the name of it. It is the Starman Tarot, but it's the limited edition one. It's the one that came in the big ass box. These are the backs. You guys know, I've shown this several times. I feel like I want to get the smaller one so I can work with it a little bit more, because this is a monstrosity. I mean, this is my Circe card. This is huge in comparison. It's massive. But the artwork is so strange. It has that kind of sci-fi feel. In one way, it kind of gives me that Mad Max vibe as well. You know, that kind of post-apocalyptic, hinging on steampunk type kind of look, because you have the gears and the oddities, and it's very strange. Like, look at this Queen of Cups. It's weird. It is. And I always say this, and I love it. It genuinely gives such great readings. You wouldn't... It's weird how this works with my brain. So I don't know what that's... Or my mind. So I don't know what that says about my mind. It is a weird place. My mind is a weird and odd and wonderful place. And I am happy to be there, you know? I am happy to have the unusuals. And I have no problem sharing the oddities that I love. Because I like odd things. They're strange. Again, it's not a deck I would normally... I mean, look at that colour palette. Hello. This is gorgeous. And as somebody that likes to create art in her own way, this is just fantastic. just to give us a break, I have one Oracle deck, and that's the Magick of You, Unleash Your Hidden Truths by Fiona Horn. This is, it's such an odd deck. I always say this is kind of more a shadow deck, but it is strange. There's no denying that. I've this a while, and I haven't used it a whole while, because when I first started out, I think it kind of put me off, because it just put me off the deck, not decks in general, because I was still learning, right? So I wasn't as open to interpreting the messages that I am now. So it's amazing how, as you go along your journey, I can look at the cards now and go, okay, right, yeah, I get it, I understand what it's saying. But this is, like, I think this card came up for me, and it was just so odd. I was like, it's kind of nearly hinging on probably horror. But sometimes isn't shadow work a little bit horrendous? In the sense that I'm saying it's intense, and it feels like that whole opening and intensity, and it feels like everything is just distorted and odd, and it's weird. That's all I can say about this deck. It is extremely weird. I know there was another one there. Like, that is like a nightmare Alice in Wonderland table. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that. Like, very strange. And I found kind of the words a little bit odd when I first got it. Now I'm looking at them like, okay, I can kind of see. But when I first started out, this was I didn't touch it, use it that much, because I was like, I don't know how to work with this. But now, yeah, I just choose not to dive into that shadow work. Just not right now. A recent one to my collection, and I only mentioned it not that long ago, is Magician's Martyr and Madmen. Martyrs, sorry. And Madmen. This is such an odd deck, and I wasn't going to pick it up, but because the price point was like really inexpensive, I couldn't not send every deck collector out there. It was too good of a price. I couldn't leave it behind me. It was a steal. The things we do tell us, just tell ourselves, not tell us, tell ourselves to get a deck. And I feel like it's going to be one of these decks that is going to be pretty good at readings. I don't know why, I just feel like it is. But I feel like this is focusing in on the face behind me. So I'm actually just going to push it there. This is very weird. It's very strange. There is nudity, a bit of nudity in this deck as well. There we go. What are the odds? Honestly. But it does have 3 lover cards as well. Trust me to say there's nudity and to show you probably every nude card there was. Anyway, we move on swiftly so we don't get in trouble. Oh my gosh. It don't bother me, but I know some people don't like it in their decks. I like this artwork. It's very Renaissance and like paintings, that's the word. I love art, and I love old art. Not too much of modern art. Boy, it's very interesting. Strange. I mean, it's all about magicians, martyrs, and madmen. So, now, a lot of these I don't even know, so I'm curious to see how it works in a reading. And how it reads. Like, that's terrifying. And yet, here I am, all for it. The Dreamkeeper's Tarot, of course. I was going to include this. I know there was this comparison that was done between that and the mystical moments, and to be honest, I definitely feel like it would be an unfair comparison. I can see the similarities, but I feel like the mystical moments is more of that, the nice dream state, right? So the light, we'll call it the light, because I don't want to say this is the bad dream state. It's not, but this feels more along the lines of a shadow dream state. Now, these aren't super glossy, but they are semi-gloss, but it's a very strange, unusual deck as well, because it's as the Dreamkeeper, so it definitely would be more that dreamy state. Again, working with that beautiful subconscious mind and how we might visualize or see or interpret these. Again, it's not a deck I work with a whole pile. I want to work with it more, because just looking at this artwork now, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty, it's beautiful. And I like that vintage style. If you can't tell by the way that I do art. I like that kind of more... What's the word? Okay, yeah, vintage, that kind of... I don't want to say old, but you know, that older feel. Oh great, that's much better. I don't want to say old, so I'll say older. But yeah, you get the sense of it. Oh, yeah, well, we're putting you back in here, so good job. Oh, jeepers, let's end on a good one. Okay, that's not too bad. I like the moon card, actually, and strength. And last but certainly not least on my list of strange decks, and I'm going to include it anyway because it's the Bonfire Tarot, and this is the first edition one. I think no, I don't think, I know there is a second edition out, and it is the matte cardstock, and it is borderless as well. I didn't pick it up. I was tempted. I'm still tempted. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still tempted, but I didn't. I stuck with my first edition, for the reason being is I very rarely reach for this one, so I don't know what makes me think, geez, my cards are just flying out today. They're just flying out of my hands. I don't know what makes me think I'm going to reach for the matte borderless one. I don't know, maybe. Do you guys have it? What do you think of it? So this is an odd one. It's an unusual one. More so for the art style and the way the cards are depicted. But I like it. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh wow, this is really great. Why don't you work with it? See, this is my issue. Sometimes I'm too much of a creature of habit, that pushing myself out of my comfort zone is like, but I want to work with this one. You know what? This is staying in my office here, and I'm going to work with this month for sure. I love the depictions. Now, I can't remember what cards have been changed in this. The guidebook is very good. The guidebook in this one is hefty. I don't know what it's like for the second one, but this isn't a huge flip through. This is just me showing you. But I would happily show you all the cards in this because it's beautiful. But yeah, it's an odd one. I like it though. Am I back to the start? No. Like, look at that High Priestess. It's so odd. Okay, my lovelies, that is the end of the video. I'll make sure to tag Marine's channel, and I think there was, I'm not sure, was there more, but anyway, if I think of who I had watched, I'll make sure to tag their video below as well, and let me know in the comments below what weird and wonderful and unusual decks do you love, do you work with, or are you working with right now. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'd love to have you part of the family here, and like this video, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. And I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and remember, stay magical. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.